competition pool is now closed. Just 10 minutes away from night 2 of the Cscaa National Invitational Championship. right, ladies and gentlemen, we are 4 minutes out here. Ready for evening 2 of the Cscaa National Invitational Championships. We'd like to take a moment now, 1, to thank our timers this evening. And now 2, what we'd ask is that everybody rise if you're able. Turn your attention towards the flag on the west end of the pool. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Men's 200 medley relay, heat 1 coming up. In lane number 1, we've got Iona College. Lane 2, Old Dominion. Lane 3, VMI. Lane 4, Seattle. Lane 5 is Bison of Howard. Lane 6, Maine. Marist in 7. IU Indianapolis in 8. And Kentucky in 9. Midway through it, Seattle taking the lead with a split of 24-57 on the breaststroke there. And it is Seattle touching 127.93. We did have a disqualification there in lane or heat 1. Lane 5, Howard University, early takeoff on swimmer number 2. Disqualification in lane 5, swimmer number 2. Heat 2. Here in Heat 2 in lane 1, we've got the University of Wyoming. Lane 2, it's Ball State. Lane 3, Mount St. Mary. Lane 4 is Old Dominion. Lane 5 is Iona. Lane 6, Towson. Lane 7, Florida Atlantic. Youngstown State's in 8. Niagara in 9. And UIC in 10. Keep in mind, all these relays are going to be scoring some points here. UIC had a very good start to the afternoon. And they touch first, 22 flat on the backstroke leg. Iona takes the lead, dropped on a 24-53 breaststroke split.
Here we go, Luke.
Chicago storms back to the lead now, taking advantage of open water with a 21.60, but look at Youngstown State, 20.95 on the fly leg. But here comes Old Dominion. It's gonna be UIC, 127.83, fastest time thus far. The Flames are on fire. We did unfortunately have a disqualification there. Early takeoff, lane number 7, swimmer number 2. Early takeoff in lane number 7, swimmer number 2. And we'll move on now to heat number 3. Heat 3. And our final heat here. Lane number 1, George Washington. Lane 2, the University of Pacific. Lane 3, that's the University of Ohio State University. Lane 4 is Kentucky. Lane 5 is Grand Canyon. 6 Drexels. Lane 7 is Queens. Lane 8, BYU. Lane 9, Duke. And lane number 10, UMBC. Grand Canyon storming out to a big lead. 25 yards left to go. It's like and it is the Lopes of Grand Canyon, 125-20. Holding off a hard-charging Drexel and Queens University. We did, however, have a relay disqualification in that heat. Lane 5, Grand Canyon University, an early takeoff on swimmer number 2. Therefore, the championship does go to Drexel University. Women's 200 medley relay, heat 1. And here in their first heat in lane number 3, we've got Brigham Young University. Lane 4, Pepperdine. Lane 5, Old Dominion University. And lane 6, North Texas. Lane 7, the University of the Pacific. And lane number 8, the University of Kentucky. Keep in mind, each of these heats is going to score points. And touching first, lane number 6, it's University of North Texas, 140.95. We did have a disqualification there in lane number 8. It did not finish the race, so disqualification lane number 8. We had a second disqualification there at lane number 5 on the medley relay. More than a quarter of the race swum on the backstroke. Disqualification in lane number 5. Heat 2. And in heat number 2, we've got IU Indianapolis in lane 1. Lane 2 is Eastern Michigan. Lane 3 is Duquesne. Lane 4, Little Rock. Lane 5, Towson. Lane 6, Howard. Lane 7, Ohio University. Lane 8, Duke. Lane 9, Niagara. And lane number 10, Bowling Green. And that's Howard touching 140.51. Takes over the top spot of the afternoon. Heat 3. So in our third of 4 heats here in lane number 1, we've got Florida Atlantic, lane 2, East Carolina. Lane 3 is Buffalo, Indiana State is in 4. Lane 5 is University of Arkansas, lane 6 is Grand Canyon. 7 is Ball State, lane 8, Richmond. Lane number 9 is Tulane. And over there, number 10, that's Wyoming in lane number 10. And it is lane 6, Grand Canyon sneaking in there. 22-22 on that final split. Heat 4. So in our 4th and final heat, and again, all 4 of these heats are going to score. Lane number 1 is Kentucky. Lane number 1 is Utah. Lane 2 is Kentucky. Lane 3 is Queens. Florida Atlantic's in lane 5. Florida Gulf Coast is lane 4. Akron is in 5. Ohio State in 7. Illinois is in 8. Rice in 9. And Cal Baptist in lane number 10. FIU out to the lead, but here comes Akron. And it's the Zips. 138-40, powered by 2178. We did have a relay disqualification. Disqualification in lane 7. Early takeoff on swimmer number 4. I believe that's Ohio State. Early takeoff, swimmer number 4 in lane number 7. If you are fortunate enough to be in top 10 tonight, don't forget to head to the ready room where we'll parade you out. Next up, we've got the men's 400 IM coming up. We got a few minutes here before we get started here on the 400 individual medley. Again, if you're in top 10 this evening and fortunate enough to make it in back tonight, make sure you're heading over to the ready room. Till then, fans, we sold you the whole seat, but no need to use it all. Let's hear you putting out your vocal cords and clap along as we sing along. Men's 100 IM consolation final. And here, consolation final night. Lane number 1, we've got Dakota Heckman from Florida Atlantic. Boris Endel of New Jersey Institute of Technology is in lane 2. Noah Genta of Rayona is in 3. Aiden Scott of Pacific's in lane 4. Hunter Emerson of Marist is in 5. Owen Markowitz of Duke is in 6. Easton Master of Grand Canyon is in 7. TJ Frost of Ohio State. Tommy Bruder of Ball State and Josh Nelson of Mount St. Mary rounding out your field. .100 yards to go. Hunter Emerson, can he hold on? Hard charging TJ Frost of Ohio State. TJ was 10th last night in the 500. Emerson's still holding on, but it's going to get close here at the end, folks. And it looks like TJ Frost is just taking the lead. And there it is, lane number 1 from Ohio State University, TJ Frost. 3:51.57. like to introduce our finalists here in the men's 400 individual medley. In lane 1, he was 11th last night in the 200 IM from South Dakota State, Cody Burton. In lane number 2 from Queens University is your bronze medalist in the 200 IM, Matthias Przwala from Queens. In lane 3 from Brigham Young University, it was 9th a night ago in the 500 free, it's Darwin Anderson. In lane number 4, he was 16th last night in the 500 free from Queens University of Charlotte, Matt Shanahan. A bronze medalist last night in the 200 individual medley from the University of Kentucky, Aaron Gasowitz. He is your Cscaa national champion in the 200 IM from the Ohio State University, Alex Metzler. In lane number 7, he was 5th last night in the 200 individual medley from the University of Utah, Strajina Maslow. In lane number 8, he was 18th last night in the 200 IM, but the UIC, the Flames have been on fire in lane 8, James McCarthy. In lane 9, he was a bronze medalist at the WAC Conference Championships in this event from the University of Wyoming, Drew Ravegum. And in lane number 10, he was 16th last night in the 50 backstroke from Queens University of Charlotte, Andreas Mertz. Championship final. So Alex Metzler takes the lead. He's about a second ahead of where he was this morning. Aaron Gasowitz just a second back from where he was at this morning. Remember, Metzler is a 4-time junior college national champion, so he's got back-end speed here in the 500 and the 1650. So with 100 yards to go, the record to beat is 3:47.13 for Alex Metzler. He's going to need a little help from the crowd to bring him home, folks. Just 75 yards to go and a great battle going for silver. It's easily within striking distance for the taking. Record held by Spencer Lehman from Indiana University. And going away, taking 2.5 seconds off the record from Ohio State University, Alex Metzler, your new record holder in 3:45.44. Women's 400 IM consolation final. Just 100 yards to go. Jordan De La Rocha leading the way. Andrea Zeeby holding on right behind. Two teams in green. But look out for the Kentucky Wildcats. They got two more in this heat. And she's going to hold off the field. Jordan De Rocha, Florida Gulf Coast, 4:16.95. Nearly a 4-second drop from this morning. You see we've currently got a tie in the women's standings right now, but Kentucky's got count them, five swimmers here in the 400 IM, so they're going to make a move up on Akron. The record in this event is the oldest one we got on the books, 10 years old, Hannah Castiger from Grand Canyon, 4:10.77. And let's bring out our finalists for the women's 400 IM. In lane number 1, she was 5th last night in the 200 IM from Rice University, Reese Cole. In lane number 2, she was 9th a night ago in this event from the University of Kentucky, Mary Belly. Last night, she captured the championship in the 200 individual medley from the Queen's University of Charlotte, Abigail Zaboran. Last night, she was silver medalist in the 200 IM, but also backed it up with an 11th place finish in the 500 free from the University of Kentucky, Hayden Penny. In lane number 5, she was 6th last night in the 200 IM from the Ohio State University, Cscaa Eden. She is your bronze medalist in the 200 IM from the University of Illinois. In lane number 6, Sarah Jass. In lane 7, she was 9th the night ago in the 500 free from Rice University, Amelia Kane. In lane 8, making her debut big final for Rice University in lane 8, Lily Kramer. In lane 9, she was 12th last night in the 200 IM. She's from the University of Arkansas, Fayetteville, Holly Robinson. And rounding out your field, a bronze medalist in the 500 freestyle last night from the University of Kentucky, Maddie McLaughlin. Championship finalist, 400 IM. At the halfway mark, that's Eden and McCauthen, 1-2. Eden about 6/10 faster than she was this morning. McCauthen about 4 seconds faster than they were this morning. So a tale of two different races. Hayden Penny begins to take the lead. She was 111 this morning on her breaststroke split. Remember, she was 11th last night in the 500 free, so she's going to have a strong back half. They touch together, 100 yards to go. And Cscaa Eden bringing it home here. Ohio State goes 2 for 2 in the IMs. Kentucky goes 2-3. So a pair of 400 IM wins for the Buckeyes, and the Wildcats take the lead. Consolation final, men's 100 butterfly. And in your consolation final in lane 1, we've got Jacob Gramer of Youngstown State. Lane 2, Rush Clark, Florida Atlantic. Brigham Young has lanes 3 and 4 with Jacob Ballard and Nathaniel Eliason. UMBC's Oliver Gaspin is in lane 5. Ohio State's Caleb Elst is in 6. Grand Canyon has lanes 7 and 8 with Eli Cohen and Mario Perez. Made Dusa of Queens is in 9, and Ray Peterson of UIC is out there in lane number 10. And first to the wall, that's Nathaniel Eliason of BYU, 47-17. So a 10th last night and 11th this evening. Introducing your championship finalists in the men's 100 IM. In lane number 1, he was 5th last night in the 50 fly. He actually tied with the guy next to him. In lane 1 from the Pacific University, Javier Guillen. Next to him in lane 2, the guy who tied with him in the 50 fly from Drexel University, Kuba Kwasny. In lane 3, he was 4th last night in the 200 IM from Grand Canyon, Yasu Veskin. In lane 4, he was 2nd in the 50 fly, 9th in the 50 free last night from Queen's University, Connor Wang. In lane 5, he was 4th last night in the 50 butterfly from Drexel University, Sebastian Smith. Last night he captured the championship in the 50 fly, set a record in the morning with a 20.38 from George Washington University, Elliot Irwin. In lane number 7, he was 9th last night in the 50 fly from the University of Wyoming, Gavin Smith. In lane number 8, he was 11th last night, captured the console heat of the 50 free. Tonight he's in the big heat from the Ohio State University, Evan Fentress. In lane number 9, he was 8th a night ago in the 50 butterfly from George Washington University, Daniel Naj. And in lane 10, he was a 3-time championship finalist at last month's Big 12 Conference Championships from the University of Utah, Evan Van Brooklyn. Look at there, lane number 2, sneaking up to go with the medley relay win from Drexel University. That's Kuba Kwasny. Consolation final, women's 100 butterfly. In lane number 1 from FIU, Amabella Thorpe. In lane 2 from Toledo, Leah Evans. Lane 3 from Arkansas Little Rock, Shellel Carlson. In lane 4 from Akron, Hannah Trainer. Lane 5 from Duquesne, Ashley Frail. Lane 6 from Rice, Jessica Lawton. Lane 7 from Akron, Eddie Soderline. Lane 9 from Kentucky, Lydia Hanlon. Lane 9 from North Texas, Shayna McLeod. And Jordan Claypool of Ohio, running out field in 10. And it is lane number 4, Hannah Trainer of Akron. Introducing your championship finalists in the women's 100 butterfly. In lane number 1, this is her first big final at the NIC Championships from Arkansas, Delaney Harrison. In lane number 2, she was 7th last night, the 50 fly from George Washington, Mariah Freitas. She finished 4th in the 50 fly last night from Rice University, Ariel Halen. In lane number 4, she was 22nd last night, the 50 fly, but she makes it back big final tonight from Grand Canyon, Paula Martinez. In lane number 5, she was your runner-up in the 50 butterfly a night ago from Ball State, Anna Keene. In lane 6, she is your 50 fly NIC champion from Akron, Felicia Clintmar. In lane number 7, she was 6th last night in the 50 fly from the Queen's University of Charlotte, Maddie Foster. Last night, she captured the consolation championship in the 50 free and the 50 fly, but tonight she's in the big final from Akron, Aislinn Holder. She finished 20th last night in the 50 fly from Drexel, Megan Ehrenfeld. And rounding out your field, she was 28th last night in the 50 fly from New Hampshire, Grace Mann. There it is, 2 for 2 for Felicia Klindmeyer of Akron, 52.64. That will keep the Zips in the hunt for the championship race. Consolation heat, men's 200-yard freestyle. In lane 1 from South Dakota State, Sam Johnson. Lane 2 from UMBC, that's Boris Milev. Lane 3 from Wyoming, Caleb Ozen. In lane 4 from VMI, Jack Mills. In lane number 5 from NJIT, Elias Elfarachi. Lane 6 from Ohio State, Josh Bedford. Lane number 7 from the University of Pacific, Nate Rasmussen. Lane number 8 from Maine, Finn Devers. Lane 9 from VMI, Stephen Russell. And in lane number 10 from Marist College, Oscar Bjerning. And Boris Miley continues to lead, but Nate Rasmussen of Pacific putting on a show. The field's going to bunch up here in this last 25. And like a wolf to the lambs, it's Josh Bedford from Ohio State, 138.03. Come from behind win to capture your console heat. Introducing your championship finalist, the men's 200-yard freestyle. In lane 1, he was 17th last night, the 500 free from Niagara, Reed Tichy. In lane 2, he was 14th last night in the 50 free from Queens, TJ Spokus. In lane 3, he was 11th last night, capturing the console heat of the 500 from Utah, Jacob Walter. In lane number 4, he was 7th last night, the 50 free, and 13th in the 500 free. Right in between here from Florida Atlantic, Daniel Oressens. In lane number 5, he was 12th in the 50 free. From the Queens University of Charlotte, Daniel Messaros. He is a 3-time NIC finalist, bronze medalist in this event a year ago from Iona, Michael Fountain. In lane 7, he won the 500 free last night from the University of Utah, Jones Lambert. In lane number 8, he captured the 200 IM. Earlier this evening, he captured the 400 IM. Tonight, he's going for the 200 freestyle from Ohio State, Alex Metzler. In lane 9, he was 30th last night, the 500 free from IU Indianapolis, Nathan Reardon. And in lane number 10, he was bronze medalist in the 500 free from Kentucky, Kay Gluck. And it is. Finally gets his first CSCA title. Michael Fountain from Iona. 134.85. Women's 200 Freestyle Consolation Championship. And your consolation finalists in lane number 1 from UIC, Madison Helmick. In lane 2 from Toledo, Janine Slegers. Lane 3 from Towson, Addie Scott. Lane 4 from Arkansas, Bara Matasovka. In lane 5, Claire Parsons from Indiana State. Lane 6 from IU Indianapolis, Emily Zeitlow. In lane 7 from Queens, Sabina Kapkova. In lane 8, it's Sydney Even from Utah. Rika Rovax from Arkansas is in lane 9, and Ava Hamblett of Rice rounds out your field in lane 10. Claire Parsons was 8th last night in the 500 freestyle. And it is going to be the Sycamore from Indiana State, Claire Parsons, 149.07. Excellent come from behind there by Baron Matasova from Arkansas. And let's introduce our championship finalists, the women's 200 freestyle. In lane number 1 from Howard University, she was 4th last night, the 50, Zuzu Nozewe. In lane 2 from the University of Kentucky, she was 12th the night ago in the 500 freestyle, Lauren West. In lane 3, she was 17th in the 500 free last night from the Ohio State University, Elise Nardozzi. In lane number 4, she was 4th at the MAC Conference Championships in the 500 free from the University of Akron, Dominika Kozłowska. In lane number 5, she was 24th last night, the 500 free. Your top seed trying to follow her teammate from Indiana State University, Erin Cummins. In lane number 6, last night she captured the consolation final in the 50 backstroke from Buffalo, Maya Nacarella. In lane 7, she was your console championship winner last night in the 50 fly from Illinois, Sydney Stoll. In lane number 8, she was 4th last night in the 500 freestyle from Rice University, Ava Portello. Last evening, she was 5th in the 500 free from the University of Kentucky, Katie Jost. And topping out your field over in lane number 10, last night she was 12th in the 50 free, swimming up to the 200 tonight from the University of Wyoming, Tara Joyce. So Tara Joyce taking advantage of the early open water there in lane number 10. Erin Cummins of Indiana State would like nothing better than to top this event like her teammate did in the console heat. But look now, that's Sydney Stoll of Illinois. Stoll continues to build the lead, but Tara Joyce is still holding on there. It's Sydney Stoll from Illinois with the win. Maya Nacarella Buffalo touching second. Just ahead of Tara Joyce from Wyoming, who captures bronze. Men's 100-yard breaststroke consolation final. So in your consolation final, in lane 1 from BYU, Max Kleinman. In lane 2 from George Washington, Preston Lynn. Jacob Ballard of BYU is in lane 3. Utah's Durgan McKean is in lane 4. Kalen Anbar of Duke is in lane 5. Drexel's Casper Karnix is in lane 6. Daniel Galinsky of UIC is in 7. Eli Grinke of Kentucky is in lane 8. His teammate John Rahm is in lane 9. And Ethan Cole of Pacific is in lane number 10. And touching first, that's Kalen Anbar of Duke, 53-53. bring out the men's championship finalists in the men's 100 breaststroke. In lane number 1 from Youngstown State, he was 5th last night in the 50, James Slesser. In lane 2, he was 5th last night or 8th last night in the 50 breaststroke, from Grand Canyon University, Harper Hauk. Last night he was your silver medalist in the 50 breaststroke, from the Queen's University of Charlotte, Noah Bolati. Last night he reached the consolation final, finishing 14th in the 50 breaststroke, from BYU, Peter Etzold. He is your NIC champion in the 50 breaststroke. Captured it last night from Pacific, Matija Girovic. A bronze medalist last night in the 50 breaststroke, from The Ohio State University, Luke Vickers. In lanes 7 and 8, they finished 6th and 7th last night. They represent the University of Kentucky. In lane 7, JT Broom. And in lane 8, his teammate Rolf Roos. In lane number 9, he just missed making it back in the 50 breaststroke, finishing 21st yesterday, from Grand Canyon, Carter Dooling. And last night he finished 10th in the 50 breaststroke, from Niagara University, Sean Finley. With one attention, we did have a disqualification in the previous heat. Lane 6, multiple butterfly kicks off turn number 3. That's lane 6. And touching first, that's Luke Vickers of Ohio State University, 53-28. An improvement on last night's bronze medal finish. And the Buckeyes continue to pull away. Women's 100-yard breaststroke consolation final. In lane number 1 from Utah, Riley McCauley. In lane number 2 from Youngstown State, Olivia Kanek. In lane 3 from East Carolina, Kaylee Hamblin. Lane 4 from Grand Canyon, Rafa Nakashima. Elena Pitton from Niagara's in lane 5. Allie Pearson of Indiana State's in 6. Denise Phelan of Kentucky's in lane 7. And Emily Constantinople and Vanderbilt's in lane 8. FAU's Baloo Bianchi is in lane 9. And Neil Cagle from Ohio State's in lane number 10. And touching first, that's Allie Pearson, Indiana State, 101.61. Introducing your championship finalists in the women's 100-yard breaststroke. In lane number 1, she was 7th last night in the 50 breaststroke from the University of Illinois, Kayla Duran. In lane 2, she was 12th last night in the 50 breaststroke from the University of Akron, Claire Cox. In lane 3, from Grand Canyon University, she was a bronze medalist in the 50 breaststroke last night, Beth Young. In lane 4, she was 9th last night in the 50 breaststroke from the Queen's University of Charlotte, Annika Huber. In lane 4, she finished 4th, or in lane 5, she finished 4th last night from The Ohio University, Cassie DeBetta. In lane 6, she was 6th last night in the 50 breaststroke from Florida International, Ingrid Hussar. In lane 7, she was 5th last night in the 50 breaststroke from The Ohio University, Julia Strine. She was your consolation champion last night, the 200 IM from The Ohio State University, Reese Dayan. Last night she captured the 50 breaststroke here from Florida International University, Frida Loversili. And rounding out your field, she won the 50 freestyle last night, got 2nd in the 50 breaststroke from Utah, Erin Palmer. Erin Palmer, she got the 50 free win yesterday, runner-up the 50 breaststroke. Trying to hold on there from out in lane 10. And she holds on. Lane number 10, Erin Palmer, 10050. That gives her 2 wins on the weekend, 50 free and now the 100 breaststroke. Men's 100-yard backstroke consolation final. In lane number 1 from Kentucky, Simon Mikowski. Lane 2 from Ohio State, Chris Gorski. In lane number 3 from Duke, Jacob Hills. Lane 4 from the Ohio State University, Martin Persinski. In lane 5 from Drexel, Theo Andropoulos. In lane 6, Andreas Martz of Queens. Gustav Hansen of Old Dominions in 7. Daniel Volkov of Grand Canyons in 8. Eli Stoll of Ohio State in 9. Sam Jennings of Grand Canyon in lane number 10. But right now it's Daniel Volkov of Grand Canyon out to your early lead. But it looks to be Jacob Hills from Duke turning at the 75. The Blue Devils have turned it on here in the second half of the meet so far. And it is going to be Gustav Hansen, Old Dominion University, 47-79. Here, championship finalists of the men's 100 backstroke. In lane number 1, 13th last night, the 50 backstroke from George Washington University, Shea Stratton. In lane 2, 10th last night in the 50 butterfly from the University of Kentucky, Logan Enrick. In lane 3, 15th a night ago in the 50 backstroke from Seattle, Daniela Skverdes. Last night he captured the 50 backstroke championship for the Wildcats of Kentucky, Devin Narose. He was second last night in the 50 backstroke. His brother swam a heat earlier from Grand Canyon, Alex Volkov. In lane 6 earlier this evening, he captured his first NIC championship in the 200 free from Iona, Michael Fountain. In lane number 7, he was 30th last night in the 50 backstroke from the Queen's University of Charlotte, Caden Fritz. In lane 8, he was 50th yesterday in the 50 backstroke from the Ohio State University, Joseph Roth. In lane 9, he is bronze medalist in the 50 backstroke from George Washington University, Ganesh Sivermeshkreshnian. And in lane number 10, he was 7th last night, the 50 backstroke from UIC, Corey Michalek. And it is Alex Volkov, Grand Canyon, 46-25. Women's 100 backstroke consolation final. So in your consolation final in the women's 100 backstroke, in lane number 1 from Florida Atlantic, Meg Drover-Smith. In lane 2 from Queens, it's Marin Patterson. In lane 3 from Queens, Haley Ross. In lane number 4 from Kentucky, Fernanda Goys. In lane 5 from Rice, Ava Hamblett. Lane 6 from Vanderbilt, Aubrey Hull. Lane 7 from Duke, Madeline Meredith. In lane number 8 from North Texas, Diana Kolb. In lane 9 from East Carolina, Carly Clements. And in lane number 10 from The Ohio State University, Susie Lee. And touching first there in lane number 5, that's Ava Hamblett of Rice, 54.07. Introducing your championship finalists in the women's 100 backstroke. In lane number 1, she was 26th last night in the 50 backstroke, making her first big final here from the University of Kentucky, Paige Tabler. In lane number 2, she was 20th last night in the 50 backstroke from Rice University, Mimi Filkin. In lane number 3, she was 6th in this event a year ago. She's your A10 champion in the 200 backstroke from Duquesne, Haley Schuller. In lane number 4, she was 2nd last night in the 50 backstroke from Rice University, Abigail King. In lane number 5, she was 1st last night, winning the FGCU's first championship here at the NIC. In the 50 backstroke from FGCU, Izzy Ackley. In lane 6, she was 4th last night in the 50 backstroke from Akron, Maddie Gatrol. In lane 7, she was 14th in the 50 freestyle from Duke University, Kate Myers-Lebenz. In lane number 8, she was runner-up last night in the 50 backstroke from The Ohio State University, Ali Fenska. She finished 4th last night in the 200 IM, 7th in the 50 backstroke from the University of Akron, Rebecca Reed. And rounding out your field in lane 10, she finished 10th last night in the 50 fly, a rocket from Toledo, Leah Evans. And it's going to be Izzy Ackley, 2 for 2 in the backstrokes, 52-24. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a new championship record, breaking the previous one set by Madeline Pavick. So she's got 2 wins on the weekend. So we've got a 20-minute break here. It started at 7:50. We'll get going at 8:10. 8:08. So we will get started here at 8:08 this evening for the 800 free relay. All right, we got 4 minutes till these relays start. 8:08 start time. This song's 4 minutes long, should take us right up there. Get these 800 free relays ready to go. Men's 800 freestyle relay, heat number 2. Again, we had a heat earlier this evening, earlier this afternoon. UIC put up a time, 6:40. To see where they shake out. In lane number 1, we've got the University of Maine. In lane 2, it's Seattle University. Lane 3 is Ball State. Lane 4, South Dakota State. Lane 5 is the University of the Pacific. In lane 6 is Marist College. Youngstown State's in lane 7 when they got the lead right now. Virginia Military Institute, lane number 8. Old Dominion's in lane number 9, and Grand Canyon rounds out the field in lane 10. 2 heats to go here in this event. One earlier this afternoon. That one went by UIC. And with one leg to go, Grand Canyon. Big early lead, taking advantage of all the open space in front and around them. And that's Grand Canyon followed by Pacific, 630, 636, VMI, 641. .800 freestyle relay, heat 3. So in lane number 1, we've got Iona University. Lane 2, Duke. Lane 3 is Wyoming. Lane 4 is Ohio State. Lane 5 is Kentucky. Lane 6, Utah. Lane 7, Florida Atlantic. Lane 8, Towson University. Lane 9, George Washington. And rounding out your field over there in lane 10, that's Queens, University of Charlotte. And the Buckeyes have taken the lead halfway through. And it's the Buckeyes of Ohio State University, 6:25:56. So that caps quite a night for the Buckeyes. They'll walk out with a big lead on the rest of the field with 1 day left to go. Women's 800 freestyle relay, heat 2. Heat 2 begins here with Ohio University in lane number 1. Florida Gulf Coast in 2, Richmond in 3, Youngstown State in 4, Wyoming in 5, East Carolina in 6, Drexel in 7, Toledo in 8, Niagara in 9, and Towson in lane number 10. And coming home, it's the Spiders of Richmond, 720.54. Women's 800 freestyle relay, heat 3. And our final race of the night tonight, women's 800 freestyle relay. In lane 1, Ohio State. Lane 2, Indiana State. Lane 3, Queens. Lane 4, Rice. Lane 5 is University of Kentucky. Lane 6 is Akron. Lane 7 is Illinois. Lane 8, Utah. Lane 9, Arkansas. And lane 10, Duquesne. So watch the middle of the pool here. Lanes 5 and 6, Kentucky and Akron, are battling for first right now, separated by just 6 points. Halfway through, Kentucky's got a slight edge on the Zips. Kentucky and Akron go toe-to-toe, but Ohio State starting to make a move over here in lane number 1. "50 yards to go." And it looks like it's going to be the Zips of Akron bringing it home. 7-12-17. That, folks, takes down the record previously held by the University of Tennessee. New championship record for the Akron Zips, 7-12-17. Great way to close the evening. We'll get the scores updated there on the board. We want to thank you all for attending this evening, and we look forward to seeing you back here again tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. start time. We'll get going with the most exciting event, the 100 IM. Thanks again, everybody, for following along, and again, we did have a disqualification there in lane number 8. Did not finish the event.